Hi guys, welcome back to Love from the Kitchen. Today we're going to try something a little different again. I'm still working on trying to get these camera angles right. So in this video, hopefully on this camera, you'll be able to watch me, and then on this camera, you'll be able to see what I'm preparing. First time trying this. I'll get this right eventually, guys. I appreciate you just hanging in there and watching along. So what we've got today is, first we're going to do something a little bit special in celebration of 4th of July. I know many of you are going to be barbecuing and whatnot. So we're going to do a little feature on hamburgers. But first, before we start, and then we've got a little special thing for the 4th of July itself. Our red, white, and blue will be represented. So let's start with this little recipe first. We're going to make elote in a bowl, my version of it anyway. We're going to use some whole corn that's been drained, and we're just going to put it in this bowl. And then we're going to add some mayonnaise. We want to put about a 1/4 cup. That's not going to fit. We're going to put a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise. I've always wondered how much a spoon holds. Let's see. Oh, not quite a 1/4 cup. There we go. Okay. So we're going to put a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise in here, and I'm going to use a smaller spoon to scoop it out. 1/4 cup. Trust me, it's delicious. You could also use half of this, an 1/8 cup of mayonnaise, and an 1/8 cup of sour cream if you wanted, but I wouldn't recommend it. Now we're going, I'm just saying, I guess I did recommend it, but some people like sour cream better. Okay, we're going to put 1 tablespoon of, trying to look in the other camera, sorry, make sure we're still in picture. We're going to put 1 tablespoon of this Parmesan cheese in the bowl. And then we're going to put let's see if I can unscrew this lid. There we go. We're going to put 1 teaspoon of Tajin. Now I use the reason it's got a blue cap instead of a white is I use the reduced sodium. So we're just going to put that on there. And then put the cap back on. Oh, then we've got some, you might have seen it in the past video. I've used this a couple of times. This is the Hatch chilies. They're kind of mild. Sorry, I'm going off camera over here, guys, because I'm working over here. I'm trying to keep centered. We'll get it down. 1 teaspoon, 2 teaspoons of Hatch chilies. There we go. We're done with that. And then you give it a mix, is all you do. Now, since this spoon's already got some mayonnaise on it, we're going to shake it off and set that aside. And let's just give it a stir. So remember, we're going to have 2 cameras going here, and one of them is going to show me, kind of show me talking. The other one's going to show all the food prep. So we have those measurements out. Now, you could reduce the mayonnaise if you want in half. Depends how you like it. But if you've seen elote made at the stand, it's got a lot of mayonnaise. They just smear it on there, and they smear on the Parmesan cheese and then the chili powder. Now, here we go. We're going to give this a taste. And this is the other good thing with this camera. We've got the, well, let me show you over here. And then you can see me give it a taste over here. So good. Mm. I don't know about you, but I love corn. Okay. Well, that's my bowl, and I'm not sharing it with company, so we're all good. Now we're going to put the some of the stuff back in the cupboard. We're not going to need it. We're going to put the mayonnaise and the peppers back. Sorry, now I'm completely off camera. Okay. We're going to work a little bit with ground beef. And we're going to get a little bit of this out as one of the ingredients. And this is salt and pepper. And then we've got garlic powder, and we've got onion powder. That's all you need. Now, some people may, I think there's a piece of cilantro. Some people may want to use soy sauce. It doesn't matter. It's whatever your flavor tastes like. Okay, guys, so we've set up for the next part of our video, and we're going to talk about preparing hamburgers. And people have their own ideas and ways. We're not trying to convince anybody of a certain way or certain spices or anything like that. We simply want to show you some things we've learned over the years and picked up over the years, some handy little tips and tricks for forming and making hamburger patties of various sizes that you may find useful depending on your needs. So that's all we're trying to do today. And we've got a couple of things. We've got the hamburger we're going to work with. This kind of hamburger, see how stringy it is? You want to make sure you kind of mash it up before you start pressing it, or it really comes apart. We've also got a couple of presses. This will make a 1/4 pound hamburger patty. You lay your patty in there, you press it down with this, and see that dimple? It'll put a dimple in the hamburger to keep it from puffing up in the middle. Supposedly that's what it does. You can also take this out and press it on there and get the grill mark kind of a look to it. But this is basically a 1/4 pound hamburger patty press, and we'll show you how to use that. We've also got a hamburger patty press right here. I'll show you over here. And it works the same way. It's just got a little tray, so you put the meat in there, put it on the tray, smash it down, and then you can pick it up, pull it apart. We'll use that. Another tool we've got is just a Ziploc baggie. Put a hamburger patty inside here, and it makes it real easy to use a rolling pin and roll out your patty to the desired thickness or shape. Sometimes you want a hamburger patty that will fit a longer bun instead of a round bun. This works really good for that. And then lastly, the other tool we got is these wax sheets. They're patty paper. And I think I got these on Amazon. You can use them in the microwave. They're just little sheets of wax paper, but they're cut perfectly for making the hamburgers. Okay. And really getting difficulty with having the two cameras and trying to look over here and but showing everything over here. So sorry for that confusion. We've got soy sauce out here just to show you can use that, or you can use Worcestershire. Now either one of these is going to give the meat a little more boldness. So if you add that, or if you add Worcestershire, it just gives the meat a little more boldness. They're not required. Be careful. If you use too much, it'll make your meat soggy as well, which is not very good. Then you might have to offset it with a little bit of breadcrumbs in the meat. You can do that to firm up meat. If it gets too mushy, add a little bit of breadcrumbs, say about Well, depending on the size of your patty, maybe a tablespoon at a time. Then we're going to use salt and pepper. There we go. Salt and pepper. And onion powder and garlic powder. So at the very least, salt and pepper. Then add some onion powder and garlic powder if you want a little more flavor. And then the liquids if you really want those flavors. So first thing we want to do is get a mixing bowl. Sorry, I should have had that out already. We're going to get a mixing bowl, and I got to get ready here with my pan. We're going to put a skillet here and get it turned on because it takes a little while. Now, one thing I want to talk about too is meat. You know, ground beef comes basically in roughly 90-10, 80-20, or 70-30. And that essentially means it comes with 90% beef, 10% fat, 80% beef, 20% fat, and 30% fat for the 70-30 meat versus fat ratio. So be aware, the more fat, the more it's going to shrink. So if you make a patty to fit a bun that's about this big around, and you make the patty the size of the bun when it's raw, it's going to probably shrink a considerable amount, and you're just going to have a little patty. So you want to actually make your hamburger patty probably about a third bigger than what your bun, and it should shrink up to the right size. Okay, so basically what we want to do with this ground meat is we want to add some salt first. Now I've got, I wish I could say how much that is. That's close to a pound of meat. And I'm going to add some salt, about a teaspoon, and about a teaspoon of pepper. And then about a teaspoon of, this is onion powder. Those big holes. Got to be careful with some of these containers, and they got really huge pouring holes, and they'll come out really fast. There we go. And today, I'm not much for soy sauce in my burgers, but I do like the Worcestershire a little bit. So we're going to carefully put in about that much. Now, just to firm them up, I'm going to show you what I was talking about. You can take some breadcrumbs, and this also works really good with turkey patties, because you know turkey patties get really mushy. Put some of this in them. Works really good. So in here, I'm going to add, I'm going to guesstimate, about a tablespoon, maybe a little more, just like that. And all that's going to do is help bind and firm up the meat. And then we're just going to give it a mush. Yes, I had the camera off for a little bit. I did wash my hands. Okay. Now we've got some good meat. Notice how it's not all in strands anymore. Now this meat is 80-20, so it's going to be a little fatty. So, now if you're going to use one of those presses, you want to, let's make a 1/4 pound patty. And we've got our new scale. We're going to try it out. Is this on the, there we go. Turn it on. And we're going to leave the insert in. We're going to put a paper on there, put a paper in here, and we want 1/4 pound. That's too much. Get closer. There you go, right on. 1/4 pound. Oh, no, that's not right. 1/2 pound is 8. We want 4 ounces. Oh, where's my math? Okay. We want 4 ounces. 4 times 4 is 16. 3.9, close enough. Okay, so we want to tighten this up a little bit. So we're going to, sorry guys, I keep moving back over this other camera. And we're going to put this right in the middle. And we're going to put this in here. You see what I'm doing? Okay. I don't need that scale now. Got the hamburger meat in the middle. We're going to give it a press. And if you push until it stops, give it a little twist. See that? The paper comes out with it. Oh, I forgot to put a paper on top. Let's hope it comes out okay. No, it's stuck. I should have put a paper on the top, but we fixed it. There it is. Okay. So there's a 1/4 pound hamburger patty. Now that's about a bun size, but you watch. Now if you don't want it to puff up too much, just push a little bit right in the middle. There we go. And then let that cook. This will take about 4 minutes on each side to get medium. Okay, well that's cooking. We're done with that one. Next we're going to, I want to show you the, I lost my baggie. There it is. I want to show you how I make these. So I'm going to take another 1/4 pound of meat, put it on the scale, 4 ounces. Okay, 3.9, close enough. Keep hitting 3.9. So we got 3.9, that's a 1/4 pound ball. And you know, you do these enough. When I used to work in a restaurant, I did these so much. Never had to weigh it. I just got used to how big it was, how big a 1/4 pound patty was. Now, one thing nice about this, it doesn't dirty your rolling pin. And you just give it a gentle that way, and you give it a gentle back this way. And you can actually start shaping the size you want. If you want it to be an oblong patty, you can start shaping that. You can push on it, tighten it up a little bit. Well, it's in the bag. The nice thing about this, you can keep your hands a lot cleaner. You don't get that greasiness all over your hands. So, now see this one, you want to make sure it's, you know, uniform in thickness. And that's the nice thing with the rolling pin. You can get that uniform in thickness. And that way it cooks evenly. So here's a patty we made that is oblong. So if you wanted to put it on some kind of a roll instead of a round bun, or you want to make a sandwich on sourdough, would be excellent. And there it is, ready to go. So what we're going to do is take and move this over. Shouldn't move it till you're ready to flip it, because see that kind of break your you break your char. Now I'm going to add just a tad, because these skillets are not in real good condition. They're not as non-stick as they should be. So I'm going to add a little, I put about a teaspoon of oil in there just to help it out. Okay. And then we're going to take this one and it'll come out of this bag because it doesn't stick to that pocket. Look at that. See that? Oblong. Perfect. Boom. There it is. Okay. So there's how to make one in a press, how to make one in a baggie. We've got the little slider press. These should be about 2 ounces. They're going to be even smaller. That'll be 1/8 of a pound. So let's use our little scale over here. There we go. This is a 2-ounce patty right here. And I really hope this video, I'm so sorry I'm not in a position where I should be working more over here, so I keep stepping out of camera. Now this slider thing does not have wax paper that size. So I'm just going to stick this in there and I'm just going to give it a press. Okay, now we got the 2-minute warning, 4-minute warning, so that's that side. We're going to set it for another 4 minutes. And then here's a little slider. And we're going to bring it out and look at that. See that uniform thickness? Isn't that nice? 2 ounces. Okay. We're going to pull this off. Now this one, because it doesn't stay in the dish, it just comes right off of there. And there's a little 2-ounce slider. How nice is that? Let's make another one. We got room to do another one. So we're going to go 2 ounces. There's 1.9. I'm going to take this 1.9 plus that little thing. Oops. I'm here. We're making sliders over here. Okay, so I will minimize that screen showing me so that I won't look off camera all the time. There's a little slider, nice and neat. Pop it in the pan, and we're done. And your meat is seasoned, it's good to go. I like these mats. I still got to get the link for you guys. And we still got, how much? A little bit of ground beef left over. There's 3 ounces. So we had 4 and 4 is 8, and another 4 is 12, and 3 is 15. We had almost a pound of meat. So we made 2 sliders, a regular patty, an oblong patty, and we've got, this one's a little too big for a slider. I'll probably, at the very end, I'll make it into taco meat. Okay, so here I am over here. And we're done with the scale. And we're done with, we got to get our other one ready. Let's wash hands again. Also, using dish soap really works good to, when you're working with something greasy like a hamburger. Sometimes dish soap is more effective at getting the grease off your hands than regular hand soap. Because regular hand soap doesn't tend to be, break up the grease like dish soap does. So that's another little trick. And we got a minute left. Well, I'm going to say this one's good because 7 minutes for me is long enough. And then this one's going to be ready to turn when the bell goes off. We got these two guys. Now remember, they're kind of thick. So, but look, we're not getting a lot of shrinkage. This patty is a perfect size for a normal hamburger bun. That's 80-20 meat. But we also put in, don't forget, we put in the breadcrumbs, which putting in the breadcrumbs is going to help reduce the shrinkage factor. Let's take a look at how this meat looks inside. There you go. Look at that. Nice and juicy. And it's cooked all the way through. And yes, are we going to take a taste of that? You bet we are. Mmm. Mmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Really, really good. Put that on hamburgers and mustard and ketchup and relish and onion and tomato. It'll be really, really good. But this is good. Just like that. Now, we're going to do a little bit of a celebration for the 4th of July here. And what we're going to do, take half of this patty, put it on here. Well, actually, no. I'm going to wait until this other one's done. I'm going to flip these. They're looking good. Little sliders. And then I'll show you what we're going to do for the 4th of July. We've got a special treat. Okay, as I mentioned, we're going to have a special treat for the 4th of July. And what we've got is this patty should be done. Yes, 6 seconds. Okay. We're going to plate that. And we're going to take this out of the way. Oops. And we're going to bring this in. And there's our red, white, and blue. We've got our elote, our hamburger patty for the 4th of July, and our white cake with red and blue Takis. Red, white, and blue. That's right. Happy 4th of July. And we want to thank you for following along. We really appreciate you give us a like on this video and give us a comment. Let us know what you think of the different ways of cooking the hamburgers, the different ways of preparing them, of seasoning them. Now these seasonings work good on the grill as well as in the pan on the kitchen. So we thank you very much for joining us today and appreciate if you give us a like on this video. Please leave a comment for us and don't forget to subscribe to our channel if you haven't already. All these things really help us with how YouTube works to get them to continue pushing our videos to help us bring more videos to you. So really appreciate that. Thank you very much and hope you enjoyed it and hope you have a happy 4th of July.